Are you looking to buy your next home in Northern Virginia and you live out of state or out of country? Hi, I'm Carey from the Carey Collective. I am your relocation specialist right here in Northern Virginia, and I wanted to share some tips about buying your next home here in Northern Virginia when you don't live in the area. So some things that many buyers are not aware of is the fact that when you close on a home, you actually have 60 days in order to take occupancy, in order to move into that home. And what that means is you actually should start your home search early. If you close in March, you have to move in by May. And the reason I want you to know this is because oftentimes in Northern Virginia, many people are moving in and out of the area in association with schools and the school calendar. And so they will actually list their home much earlier than when they really need to get out of their home. So picture this. Someone is selling their home, but they want to stay in it for the school calendar to finish, which is usually mid-June here in Northern Virginia. They can actually list their home 90 days in advance of that. So they could list their home 90 days early, ask for a 30-day close, and then request a 60-day or 59-day, what we call rent back period. And this is where the buyer is the owner of the home, but the seller essentially becomes a tenant to that buyer. Why does this matter to you? Because if you set your search up in advance of your needing to move, your offer might be more competitive. You might be able to offer the seller free rent back. And I know that may sound crazy, but in a competitive market, it's really important that you have different tools and different strategies that makes your offer stand out from many other buyers. So let's say the seller lists their house in March. You are looking at the house. You're like, oh, this is a great house. It's in the area we want to live in. It's in the neighborhood we want to live in. Whatever your requirements are, you put in an offer and you can offer the seller a 30-day close. That's April. So you would close on the home in April. That home would then become your home. But if you have the flexibility to allow the seller to stay in the home for 59 days, you could give that to the seller. It would make their life easier. It makes your life easier because so many of my clients start to worry, how will I register for my kids for school? How will I know where to send our furniture, our clothes, everything, right? If you don't know until the very last minute, you alleviate the hassle of like having to put your home in storage or having to send it who knows where, not having the address. By starting this process early, you give the seller a benefit. You have a benefit to be able to register your kids for school and give your movers the address of your next home. So it can seem complicated, but it really doesn't have to be. And it also allows you a little bit less stress in your home purchase and your home search. Anytime that I work with clients from out of state or out of country, we always start our search as early as humanly possible, as early as possible. So if someone is moving here in June, we're going to actively start to see homes in March, because again, if we could do close in April, then they need to take occupancy in June. So notice how that timeline is stretched. If you need to move it into July, then you would just move 90 days in advance of that. So then you'd start looking for homes in April, close in May, and then have to take occupancy by July. So this is something many other buyers aren't aware of if you don't live in the Northern Virginia area. Rent back is super, super common here, and it's just something, honestly, many sellers expect. Many sellers request it because this is such a transient area, and so they're looking to give themselves full maximized timeline as well to list their home in the spring market, to get as many offers as possible, and to get themselves the ideal offer situation for them. And again, often it includes a rent back. Not always do people need a full rent back period, but if you still close 60 days before you move here, as long as you move into the home within that time frame, within those 60 days, you qualify for primary rates, which are the lower rates, which is what everybody wants. So when you are moving to Northern Virginia from out of state or out of country, don't wait until the month before you move. Don't wait until you have boots on the ground. Hire a relocation specialist who knows what this process, this transition looks like, and who makes their sole job to make your lives easier. By the way, that's me. That's us at the Carey Collective. Make sure that you hire someone who knows what that's like, who knows how to do video showings when you're not here, who is a really great communicator. Maybe it's on WhatsApp because you don't have access to traditional text messages. Whatever your circumstances might be, you might need a power of attorney. All of these things are something that the Carey Collective knows, specializes in, and is just ahead of the game on any team in Northern Virginia. So if you are relocating here to Northern Virginia, you're moving this summer, you're moving this spring, you're moving this fall, whatever your timeline looks like, reach out now and schedule a consultation. It's a free consultation to just talk through the differences that are needed when you are buying when you aren't here. So make sure you give this channel a follow, DM us on Instagram at Casi Carey, send me an email, Casi@thecareycollective.com, or just comment below and we will reach out to set up your free consult to make sure that your home buying process from out of area is as smooth as possible.